What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Got my orange juice with me. We finna watch 15. I put up 5. We finna put up 15. We finna watch 15 workers who got revenge on their boss. Oh, this not no retarded video.
One day getting revenge on them, but some people actually acted on their desires. These are workers who got revenge on their boss. Number 15. Wet revenge. You must be really annoyed with someone to go through all the effort of climbing onto a roof with a bucket of water in hand just to exact some sweet wet revenge.
That was a prank.
That's just what this devious guy did, as he patiently waited for his target to arrive through the building's exit below.
That's funny,
the target
though,
in question was his poor boss, who must have had absolutely no idea what was about to hit him. I sure hope they had a towel on hand or a change of clothes nearby, because they will surely need them. Stepping outside to get into their car to go home after a long day at the office, the unsuspecting boss certainly didn't think his next shower was gonna come so soon. Before the boss could even fill his lungs with more than a deep breath of fresh air, he was swiftly soaked in water by his cunning and revengeful worker who was waiting on the rooftop above. Let's hope the boss has a sense of humor, or they might just find themselves out of a job before they can get the word sorry out of their mouth. Like this video, smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Now, it's time for the odd topic. The guy driving this cement mixer had been treated like a piece of you-know-what for years by his boss. After tolerating the harassment and bullying for almost a decade, he finally couldn't take it anymore. Mere moments after this road had been paved, he decided to drive right through, ruining the whole thing. From what we've heard, he then jumped out of the vehicle, quit, and never came back. What a legend. Would you ever do something like this at work? Comment down below with the hashtag #OddTopic and let us know your boss's car. Talk about getting caught red-handed. A man in Arizona was fired from his job at an auto shop, so he thought he would leave a parting gift when he returned to pick up his personal belongings. By parting gift, I mean keying his former boss's Corvette. Whilst he probably felt
that's
pretty
childish,
smug at getting his revenge
like,
for
bro,
his
it's a job.
dismissal,
You probably
his
ain't even
little
want to
stunt
be
had a larger audience than he could have ever thought. The former boss had a feeling the former employee was going to do something, even going so far as saying to the employee after firing them, "You're not going to do anything to my car, are you?" Luckily for the former boss, and unluckily for the annoyed ex-employee, CCTV caught the whole thing on camera. Not only this, but multiple employees saw the stunt with their own eyes. This revenge strategy certainly backfired, as the former employee was charged with criminal damage and forced to pay for the Corvette to be resprayed, a fee which cost almost $4,000. Ouch. I don't think he'll be getting a good reference letter. Number 13.
Should've came and got your stuff, left,
Furious
then came back
worker
with a mask on or
smashes
something.
boss's car on live TV. Getting on the wrong side as someone who drives an enormous digger for a living is never gonna end well, especially if your expensive car is left unguarded within its reach. Live on TV, the revenge of a coworker is exacted out in brutal, metal-crushing fashion. Living the dreams of many disgruntled employees around the world, the driver of a giant digger smashes the car under the huge wheels.
The tires, bro, them some rubber tires, them airless tires.
After a little struggle with being unable to run fully over the car thanks to the icy ground, the driver has an idea. Through using the digger's massive scoop to bash the car's roof in with one fatal swoop, the car is quickly turned into a mechanical pancake with the digger.
He hated that man, but it's still drivable. You can still drive that to work. He'll be alright.
Running over the Mercedes full length with ease.
Look, the light still works, bro.
The only sign of life is a small flashing of one of the headlights. Something tells me that car's not gonna start anytime soon. Choosing to perform the act of revenge whilst an interview's taking place was audacious. Although it'll be hard to claim innocence when there's literally footage of the stunt happening.
Son.
Number 12. Employee attacks bosses.
Imagine a gear
Ferrari.
shift and stuff just all.
Note to self,
Flat.
don't annoy a crazy truck driver. When a truck driver was hired by a hauling company, they probably thought
Is that a
life was on
Ferrari
the up.
truck?
That was until 4 days into the role,
yeah.
he had only been given 1 trip. Unhappy, angry, and probably with rent due.
If something like that happened to my car, I feel I'd be more mad to like what the person did than about the car. Cause like you can run over my car, it wasn't me, nigga. What the fuck? You can run over the car, it wasn't me. But I am gonna get my fade with you as soon as I lay them up. You know what I'm saying? You might get. I wouldn't be mad about the car though. It's just a car. You feel what I'm saying? You can go buy another one.
Soon,
Can't buy another me though.
Their frustrations up with management.
Only one of me
the
though.
company informed him that they were not happy with his behavior, and they decided to let him go. Despite fully compensating the
I don't even
worker,
think that's
the
total.
driver was not the least bit happy.
You like
when you
just
have
scrape the
someone
hood
angry
and
at you in control of a truck, just know it's not a good sign. The worker asked his boss if the Ferrari GTC 4 Lusso parked out front was his. And rather foolishly, the boss said
He
yes.
drove
That
on.
car, worth over 200,000 pounds, wasn't going to be operational for much longer. After getting into his truck, the fired employee
take him $1
slammed
million
on the
just to get it
pedals
fixed.
and drove straight into and over the stationary sports car. The boss could only stand and watch in horror as his precious car was turned into a pile of expensive scrap metal. But, I mean, what did they expect to happen if you tell a person you just fired that your luxury car is that one outside? A compliment? Number 11. Construction workers
Idiot, bro.
destroy boss's car. You really need to be careful who you get on the wrong side of, with this boss certainly learning that the hard way. Not being able to find your car is a frustrating situation to find yourself
Why would you
in.
park it right there,
Searching
though?
your brain for where you last parked it, it just feels like one big hazy daze. Well, maybe
Like
you
you
left it in
parked
a
it
spot
right
around
in
the
the
corner you've
trash,
forgotten
bro.
about. Or if you're this unlucky boss, then you haven't left it anywhere unusual, but
Why he
it's
hid the
simply
car, though?
just been moved. If you thought your car being towed away was the worst of your worries, then let me shock you. When these construction workers decided to exact revenge on their boss, they chose to strike them where it hurts.
He
The car.
chopped that bitch
After
in half.
bashing the car with
That car
remarkable
looked
ease
like it was
through
worth
using
about
a digger's
$200. You
claw,
can buy
the
another
pain
one.
was only just
Probably a little
getting
cleaner than
started.
that.
Even though the damage was beyond repair, these revengeful workers took things one step further and scooped up what remained of the automobile, which was functional until about 5
So what's the
seconds
point,
ago.
bro?
Driving up to the cliff drop, the
He had
truck
to do that. Whoa, wait, what?
then tips the car down the rocky terrain to a solemn ending. The creators of this destruction can be heard laughing.
Oh,
in
okay. I was
delight.
about to say,
just
bro,
wanna-
that's a little bit. Like, you know what trash you supposed to be picking up. Why is you picking up the boss car? But then I was like, okay. They playing.
know what a boss could have done to deserve such an attack. Whatever it is, they won't be making the same mistake
He couldn't do
again.
nothing.
Number 10. Builders destroy home.
Oh, no.
If you don't get paid on time, the logical step is to take out a chainsaw and go through a thrashing frenzy. At least that's what these builders from down under decided to do when their boss
They must
failed
be
to pay
private
their
contract or
invoices
something
for
like that.
work. Filmed on camera for all the social media world to see, these wild builders from Australia took out their revenge on the wooden housing supports with the machinery instead of filing their grievances with HR. The metal blades of the chainsaw easily
That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked, was they own company? Like, can you build houses on your own? I think so, maybe. Like, I know you probably got a whole contract you got to sign though. Like, you building a house, so I'm pretty sure it's a contract. So why they took it out themselves though? Can't they get in trouble for that? Even though they built it?
cut through the wood, undoing the unpaid work in minutes. Although, I don't see how this act of revenge is gonna help them in
Exactly.
their desire to be paid. What if the boss turns around and says, okay, I'll pay you, and then they have to explain why
Exactly.
they tore
I'm
down all of their
firing
work
them.
in an act of getting their own back?
No,
One
they-
thing is
I'ma
for
sue
certain,
them.
both the builders and the boss's reputation are gonna take a hit. I'm just glad they didn't exact their chainsaw revenge further down the line. Imagine if the house was fully built and they slung a wrecking ball at it due to delayed payment.
I mean,
Number
but you do gotta
9.
pay the people though.
Digger smashes garage door. I'm sure these people wish they had chosen a better time to fire their contractor, preferably when he wasn't behind the wheel of a digger. Being fired is an emotional time for anyone. You don't know if you're going to be able to find another job, and it can even lead people to become angry with themselves for not performing as well as they can. But firing someone who's in control of a digger and is right by your property is not a good mix.
I don't understand it though, bro.
Mistake,
like,
I'm sure.
Yeah, man, just take that you got fired, bro. Like, come on.
These people aren't gonna be making again. When the contractor gets fired,
next job
he
too.
exacts his revenge in the form of crushing the entrance to 2 and almost 3 garages. The garage doors fold like a potato chip wrapper under the might
You know
of
exactly who this worker is, nigga. You work for him.
digger, with the tirade
He
only
his last
stopped
paycheck.
after the assumed owners throw their bodies between the digger and the 3rd garage door. Talk about not taking bad news well. Number 8. Employees tamper with boss's chair. Bosses around the world will never be able to comfortably lean back in their chair and work again after seeing this. When disgruntled employees had an issue with their bosses around the world will never be able to comfortably lean back in their chair and work again.
He don't need to, bro. He need to do some exercise, bro. Dude got a fat double egg head, and then he got up, bro. He not even leaning back in it though.
Seeing this. When disgruntled employees had an issue with their boss, who's on the heavier side of things, they decided to plot revenge in the form of tampering with his office chair. They cunningly took a tool and loosened the chair's structure when the boss wasn't around. Through hiding a hidden camera, they simply sat back and waited for the portly man to return. Completely oblivious to the plan, the boss strolls in and takes a seat on his comfy black chair. Immediately, he picks up the phone, holds it to his ear, and leans back trying to get comfortable in his seat.
Earthquake!
Immediately, the chair completely falls apart.
But it gave him
the
cushion
boss
on
to
his
crash
back,
to the
so
floor
that don't
as
count.
the pieces of the chair lie scattered on the floor. The plan may have worked, but if the boss uses his investigative skills and discovers the culprits, they might be made to make a direct trip to the job center.
What is that?
Number 7.
The video already like 11 minutes long. We're gonna make a part 2. Yeah, we're gonna make a part 2, bro. Just stay for the next one. I mean, don't stay for the next, but come back for the next one. You know what I'm saying? Peace. Stella McCartney and dripping in on